to avoid it. Now, let me put my hard hat on, go back outside, and see if these procrastination Crenshaw construction crews have shown up yet. I'm saving space for grace, but if these trucks don't show up soon, well, you already know. With the KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley, and as always, we welcome your feedback.
Gotta get mine. Hey, taking a shot on the louse and top of the phone. Call up my homie, tape at home, polishing this Mac 10 chrome. Got a lick, we can hit so quarter clip is once again the time. To the time with a flip of bird. My wig to the curb, so I swerve and roll loud. To pick up the rest of my thugs, they sprayed on the mission for counting up more now. Joe, when it hit the bump, gonna ride like every day. With 4 more thugs, I'ma roll with and stroll with till we end up in the grave and lane. Putting in the drop lane, we spotted the place and quickly rolled up. Gotta make that money, man. Hopped out of the ride, see flesh that showed up. Fucking a kaboom, so drop it on down when them into the room, them dumb. And I'm shaking the dice and hit them in naturals on them fools, and I'm looking lovely. You better not think it's funny. I'm coming up quicker than 9 quarts, cause flesh be loving his money.
I'm giving up love to the hustlers, all them facts that busters, making that money, stand on your feet. And you better believe, gotta have that cheese for the green leaves, never catch me sleep. Steady on the grind, get mine, stand down from a crime, and I hit up the 9-9. Gotta keep that bankroll, making me say your 20s, nickels and dime. Hit up a stick up a lick up that 211. Gotta get what's mine, been failing. Been kicking up dust, I'm a trailing, failing 187. That's how we're
KBLA Talk 1580. Wow. I'm time traveling right now. So excited to talk with Krayzie Bone. He's a Grammy Award winner with Bone-Thugs-n-Harmony. Also on the solo tip, he is an entrepreneur. He is just an iconic cultural innovator. And I haven't talked to him on the radio mic for 4 decades, I would say. Krayzie Bone, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you for joining this morning on the angelversary of one Eric Wright, Eazy E, who passed away on this day 31 years ago.
Yes, indeed.
You've done an amazing job of you and the entire Bone organization of always giving credit and giving light to Eric. I mean, with tribute songs and albums and, you know, all kinds of things. Why do you do that? Why do you feel compelled to keep doing that?
Well, it's simply because if it wasn't for Eric Wright, I wouldn't be speaking with you today. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's responsible for the path for changing our path of life. We weren't with him for that long before he passed away.
Right.
But what he done for us, is priceless. We didn't really get a chance to really thank him for what he done for us. I mean, of course, we didn't know that we would have the success we've had, but he's responsible for all of that. He saw the vision when so many other people passed up on us. He saw the vision immediately. Like he didn't let us get past him at all.
I clearly remember like it was yesterday, Krayzie, when Eazy brought me the music, and to me it sounded wild. I'd never heard anything like that before. He played Thuggish Ruggish, and I was like, Eric, what the heck is this? And and we played it on my show at the time, which was Street Science. And I know it was one of the first times it was played because it wasn't even out. Mm-hmm. But it was so weird. It sounded weird to me. I mean, I love Bone. You know that. I'm a Bone-Thugs-n-Harmony fan. Yeah. But at the time, it just sounded like something from outer space.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely different. Definitely different. And we get that a lot. I mean, we used to do talent shows back home, and like people used to be like, y'all sound like some Oriental rappers or something. Like, it was a crazy vibe. It was a crazy.
But Eric was so
crazy.
high on it. I mean, this is the he was so insistent. And I remember telling, one of my best friends, Mariama, I remember telling her, she was the music director at the time, we got to listen to Eric because he basically built this whole West Coast thing.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, she got it quicker than I did because she's got those ears. But I just said, okay, well, if he says this is what's up, this is what's up. And since that time, we've seen that you guys really did change the game in terms of the way people rap, the harmonies, the fast rapping, the melodies, and all that stuff. How does that feel to look back, and say we changed the whole game?
Yeah, man, it's a wonderful thing. We didn't like when we were with E. Like I said, E was a visionary, so he knew exactly what we were gonna do because like he was blown away. Like he used to come to our sessions and just sit in our sessions while we would work and just be like sitting there like blown away, like, man, like how'd y'all come up with that? And he used to tell us, he was like, do y'all know y'all singing? Like, y'all singing like actually like the Temptations. We like, what? Like, so we didn't even realize like the kind of style we had until like Eazy is actually the one who we added the Thugs-n-Harmony to our name because of him, because we had a song called Thugs-n-Harmony and we was called Bone. We was just Bone at first. And then, like, we had a song called Thugs-n-Harmony, and Eazy was like, he was like, yo, that should be your name because y'all rapping in harmony. We was like, yeah, but Bone is the family name. So he was like, be Bone Thugs-n-Harmony. And that's where the name came from.
Wow, that's wild. Yeah, he definitely had a knack. He would sit in my office all the time and say, yeah, you got to do better. This is good, but you got to be better. I'm like,
yeah.
Dang,
oh,
Eric.
Yeah.
Then he'd get on the phone and start calling people. You got to do Dominique's show. Like, what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I realize you guys are actually still touring. You have been so prolific as a solo artist, but Bone Thugs-n-Harmony has had a lot of different, phases and beefs and different iterations. Well, this part of the family's going this way and that part of the family's going that way. But it looks like, I'm looking on your Instagram, and it looks like you guys are all back together. Is that fair?
Yeah. So the thing is, it was never no official breakup with Bone. People, we've been together since we were in, like, junior high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of us even before then, so it's like, when you with your brothers like that for that long, it's like, of course you're gonna need time to get up and go out on your own and experiment and grow and whatever. But we never officially said Bone Thugs-n-Harmony was broke up ever. People assumed it, but we never said it.
Right, and everybody's free. Everybody's out. Everybody's healthy, and you guys are on tour. In fact, Anaheim, House of Blues tomorrow.
Tomorrow, and we're getting ready to go on tour with Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang doing their last and final tour, and they asked us to come.
Wild.
Support them on the tour out in August. So everybody be looking out for the Wu-Tang and Bone tour coming very soon.
That's going to be just an amazing combination, don't you think?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's definitely buzzing right now, for real, for sure.
Yeah. You had a health scare. You're fine? Everything's good?
Yes, everything is good. Everything is good, thank goodness.
How did that, because from what I understood, it was pretty serious. How does that kind of a brush with death? I don't know, maybe that's being too dramatic, but that's how it sounded reading about it. How does that change your perspective on your work and what you're doing moving forward?
Oh man, it definitely is an eye opener. It definitely lets you understand the amount of time we have here to get things done. It's not a lot, so there's really no time to waste. I cut a lot of things. After that experience, I just did a lot of self-examination and reassessing my life and everything. And now, I'm good. I didn't really have to make too many big changes. I was already in the process of making changes anyway. So it was just a reassurance that you're doing the right thing. Keep going with it for real.
Yeah, I'm glad. I mean, of course, I'm always praying for the ones that, that I know and admire. And I am, a fan of Bone Thugs-n-Harmony for sure. Do you think that
Yes,
your organization, yourself, and your creative family gets the credit that you guys should get? I was happy to see, Megan Thee Stallion hiring you guys for her boyfriend's birthday, for Clay's B-Day, because to me that meant, okay, here's a newer generation artist, giving some credit. But do you think you guys get enough credit?
I mean, like to me, it's like, I think we do. I think we get enough credit because when people see us, it's always love. It's never no hate. It's never no disrespect. I'm not one of them people that has to be mentioned among every category. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, the greatest group or the greatest rapper or that. I'm cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because we know what we brought to the table. The fans know. The industry knows. So I don't really like get into all that for real.
I love that because it means you're not bitter. You stay creative. You keep it moving. I always say,
exactly.
Krayzie Bone, I always say the streets know. When people tell me, oh, nobody knows you, Dominique, you've been doing this forever. Well, the streets know.
Oh, yeah. And everybody, come on, we know. Everybody know Dominique. Come on, man. They slipping. It's for real. For real.
I appreciate that. You've really pivoted as an entrepreneur too. You've done, your clothing line has been very successful, and you've brought on other artists. You've done labels. Is that part of why you don't have to hold on to what was, or how's the empire doing, Krayzie Bone?
Yeah. I'm constantly moving on. You know what I'm saying? Like what was the past was the past. I don't live in the past, because there's a lot to still be done in the future, and that's what I try to focus on. I have a nonprofit. I have two nonprofits, one called Spread the Love and the other one called the Harmony District. The Harmony District is what I'm doing. I went back to Cleveland, and I'm revitalizing the areas, 99th and St. Clair, that we came up. I was awarded parcels from the city, and I'm revitalizing these parcels, and we're calling it the Harmony District. So in a few years, when y'all come to Cleveland, y'all going to have to come down to the Harmony District. We're building the Bone Thugs-n-Harmony Museum, cafe, hotel. It's going to be crazy. So, yeah, we doing a lot in the city.
Yeah, and the Spread the Love?
Yeah, well, Spread the Love, I do music programs for the youth, aspiring artists. I teach aspiring artists because I believe in this music industry, it has always been unbalanced on the part of the artist. And the reason being is because we lack the education when we get in to deal with these corporate giants. So I'm teaching them everything, not just how to be an artist or a producer. I'm teaching them everything that's on the back end that people never see, all the positions that you can endeavor upon, not just being an artist. You know what I'm saying? There are other positions in the music industry or entertainment, that you can pursue. And a lot of those positions, they make way more money than the artist anyway, so you might want to follow the folks, you know what I'm saying, for real.
More money and it's more steady, right? More guaranteed in that sense. I saw on your Instagram one post where you said, more music, less drama. Does that mean the season of beef is over?
No, that statement really means the drama of the industry, all the political stuff. Beef is part of hip hop. That's part of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So that comes with the package. Like
right.
If you get into hip hop, if you can go through your whole career without beefing with anybody, you've done good. You know what I'm saying? But beef is a part of this thing. So just be prepared to get into something for real.
So you're talking about industry drama, and your solution to that is not abolish the industry, but be more educated about how the game is played.
Yes, yes. Education is key. Education is really key in anything you want to do. You have to research. If you want to be the best, if you want to be the best burger flipper, you're gonna practice. You're gonna do research. You know what I'm saying? So it's like anything you're serious about, you have to educate yourself about it so you could attack it the best way possible.
We're talking with Krayzie Bone. Bone-Thugs-n-Harmony is his group. They're on tour right now, and they're going to be touring this summer with Wu-Tang, and much more straight ahead on KBLA Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to gear with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580. Thanks for starting your morning off with a voice that speaks truth to power and the powerless, getting to the heart of what matters most in our community. This is where authentic conversation meets real action. From breaking news and politics to culture and community solutions. This is where you hear perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. This is where we come together, get informed, and make change happen. You're inside First Things First with Dominique DePrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Good morning, sunshine. You make my day.
She's sharp. She's fearless.
I don't know what they told you, but if they told you that cutting me off is how I'm going to get clicks, stop it now.
She's that girl, and she's bringing all of that to your radio this summer. Amanda Seales is here.
I am Amanda Seales.
Comedian, artist, actress, activist, truth teller. The woman who never bites her tongue is coming to KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm coming.
And baby, the conversations are about to be unmatched. Every Friday, she's going to be lit noon to 2 p.m. and back again 4 to 6 p.m. Starting Friday, July 17th, only on KBLA Talk 1580. Amanda Seales, keeping it real, keeping it raw, and keeping it rooted. Politics, pop culture, black excellence, the stuff they don't want us talking about. Amanda's talking about all of it.
You keep interrupting me when I'm talking, and you don't want to hear the point that I'm going to make. And yet you want me to respect your point. And that's not how a debate works.
This is not your average radio show. This is a Seals Summer. Fridays, noon to 2, 4 to 6. Starting Friday, July 17th. Only on KBLA Talk 1580. Don't just listen. Tune in.
I'm coming.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
Charmin Ultra Strong. You can use less, better than the rest. Charmin Ultra Strong. Your booty past the clean test. Salmon weave texture, it's the best. Study up, teach a lesson on fresh. Your booty past the clean test. Yes, sir. Charmin Ultra Strong.
Charmin Ultra Strong with diamond weave texture cleans better than the leading one-ply brand, so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DePrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Bless. We bless. Be blessed. I prostrate to my knees and begin to pray and thank God for the faith in these wicked days. Appreciate the life you gave me, the life that was laid down so we could all be saved. I forever praise the Lord. I tell them we living now at the end of the days for sure. Look at what's going down, that's what really make me know. Don't know what kind of clown they really mistake me for. Living in the now, I'm patiently waiting for it. Never let the stress and drama take my high. Don't believe in karma, so it don't enslave my mind. Believe in the resurrection, so I'm not afraid to die. Why? This ain't my real life, feel like killing filthy rich, but it ain't about money. Killing, living in bliss, this world can't take from me. Haters don't exist, hiding it, they feel lovely. Now all them suckers can see me shine. This is what life's supposed to be, my blessing. This is what life's supposed to be, my blessing.
Krayzie Bone of Bone-Thugs-n-Harmony, TL Apparel, and many more enterprises is on the line with me as we celebrate the angelversary of Eazy E, Eric Wright, who passed away 31 years ago today. Wow, that 31 years went by quick. That's crazy.
Good.
Yeah. What do you think people the main misconception or misperception about Eazy E is I'm always, writing for him on this show because as a feminist and an outspoken woman, people are surprised that I'm such a Eazy stan. But I think I don't know if people get him. It's hard to understand all of him.
Yeah, he was he was a mysterious person, but he was a real down to earth dude. I remember when we first met him and we started hanging out with him, we was blown away like how cool and how down to earth he was. But we was like, he human. What else could he be? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like people don't know that. They don't see the human side of people, man. He took real good care of us. He made sure that we didn't because we was wild when we first came out here. When he first brought us out here. We had to get kicked out of every hotel on Ventura Boulevard. You know what I'm saying? It was no, Bone cannot stay here. You know what I'm saying? So the way he put up with us and he knew we had something, man, and his vision, Eazy, nobody questioned his vision. Nobody, because they know, he knew what he was doing as far as he was the visionary of Ruthless, NWA, all of that. You know what I'm saying? He had the vision behind that stuff. So, and his business savvy was amazing. When you look at the artists he had, what he was building before anybody was doing it, it's just crazy.
I don't know how you feel about this, even speaking on this, but I still don't believe the official story of Eric's death. I saw him maybe 2 weeks before, right before he was in the hospital.
Oh yeah, no. We that never sat well with us. We talked to his son as well. It never sat well with him. So, that's what I'm saying. It just didn't add up. Nothing about that situation added up. It still doesn't add up today. I know it's been a lot of controversy around the situation, but I just don't believe it happened the way they said it happened. I don't know. Some people say we speculating too hard, but I don't know. When you know somebody and the person is looking healthy all the way to the end, it's you raise questions. Because I've seen people who were terminally ill. When they pass away, they look terminally ill. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That just wasn't the case to me, But it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. But I have to raise that because I think about it. Sometimes. You have a son that's a rapper, young NTG, and I don't know, maybe you have more.
Indeed.
That's the one I know. I'm a fan of him. How do you feel about your kids being in the industry, and what do you want your legacy to be?
Well, man, I think it's amazing. I've never pushed any of my kids to do music. Some of them just some of them just grabbed hold to it and ran with it. My son Nate was one, and he's really, really good. He got a lot of traction. Everybody I play his music for, they love it. So. I think it's great that he's as serious with it as he is.
Yeah.
Because it sounds good, and he has the talent. As far as my legacy, it's just I just want people to remember me as being just consistent from the day I came in to the day I went out. Never changing, never sacrificing who I am or what I've done, trying to keep up with what's new and none of that stuff. When it's time for me to sit down, all the way down, you won't see me out here trying to keep up with with the youngsters out here. For real, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm setting myself up right now, with all these other things that I'm doing, because I know eventually I'm not gonna want to go on the road and do no shows and stuff like that. I'm gonna be home, just relaxing and tending to other businesses like that. So yeah.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
But yet you all jumped right into that versus.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, that was legendary.
Yeah, 3-6 Mafia versus Bone Thugs. And what was your takeaway from that?
Man, it was crazy. I wasn't expecting everything everything that jumped off. But luckily at the end of the day, it ended cool. Like we still cool with those dudes, and everybody is cool. Rest in peace, Boo. That really messed me up.
Yeah.
Her passing away. Yeah, because we was cool. Paul and Boo, I'm closest with them too. You know what I'm saying? So when she died, it really affected me for real.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think Eazy would want to be remembered for? His legacy.
Man, he would want to be like remembered for what he's responsible for, the West Coast, the entire. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole West Coast because before Eazy, with the obsession of Ice-T and a few others, Eazy pretty much fathered the whole West Coast and made it relevant, like in my eyes, So his legacy, and I don't like the fact that he doesn't get the respect that he should get. When I hear people talking about, they had the first independent labels. I'm like, how? When Ruthless Records was here, and the only person I think before him was doing that was Russell Simmons. So how? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like he don't get that same respect. I don't know if it's because of the way he died or whatever. But I just don't feel that's right, because he deserves way more recognition and respect on his name. He should have way more monuments and more than just Eazy Street around here. Like, I feel like, for real, he should have a whole district to himself, like Cleveland is honoring Bone Thugs-n-Harmony with a district. Eazy should have his own district here, for real.
Yeah, well, I second that motion. And, I appreciate your spending some time doing what I do all the time. I'm always talking about Eric, because I think, I agree with you, he doesn't get the recognition that he should, even though he's world famous. Yeah. Krayzie Bone, tell us how to keep up with you, how to get on the tour, how to make sure that we're with you as long as you are not sitting down and relaxing at home.
Yes, indeed, man. You can follow me on Instagram at Krayzie_Bone and BTNH Live for Bone Thugs-n-Harmony for all our tour dates and all that stuff.
And what about the merch? You're like a merch king, because
before
merch was a thing, you were merching.
Yes, indeed. If you're looking for some Bone merch, we got Bone Thugs-n-Harmony.store, or you can go get the TL merch, the Life Apparel merch, at thelifeapparel.com. And if any artists out there need any merch done, holler at the Life Apparel. We got you.
Anthony Henderson, a.k.a. Krayzie Bone, thank you so much for talking with me this morning. I really appreciate you.
Yes, indeed. Anytime. All good.
Good. All good. Georgia Fort is next. KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. More than 300 Marietta, Georgia residents packed a city council meeting this week to voice concerns about proposed data centers near their neighborhoods.
We don't really know the long-term effects of these things, but they're not going to be good.
Residents raised questions about the project's impact on quality of life as city leaders continue reviewing the plans. Former NFL linebacker Darren Lee has entered a no-contest-style plea that's treated as not guilty under Tennessee law. Lee is charged with the murder of his girlfriend, Gabriella Perpetuo, whose body was found in their home earlier this year. He remains jailed without bond and is due back in court in October. And Sean Kingston's legal troubles aren't over. The rapper is serving a federal prison sentence for wire fraud, but he still faces state fraud charges in Florida. His attorney is seeking to have those charges dismissed, with a court hearing scheduled for October. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
July is Disability Pride Month, a time to celebrate identity, individuality, and inclusion. Pride means showing up as your full, authentic self without apology. Let's celebrate what makes every one of us unique. Easter Seals Disability Services honors Disability Pride Month. Learn more at socal.easterseals.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
I'm a bad man.
The final game at SoFi Stadium in this year's World Cup is today at noon. Spain and Belgium meet up in the quarterfinals in Inglewood. The last two quarterfinals are tomorrow, Norway versus England and Argentina versus Switzerland. The World Cup Championship match is Sunday, July 19th in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The Dodgers are back in action tonight. They start a 3-game series at home against Arizona. The Major League Baseball All-Star break starts after Sunday's game. Kawhi Leonard's trade to the Toronto Raptors has been put on hold by the NBA. The NBA said it will not make the trade official until the league completes its investigation into an alleged salary cap scandal involving Leonard. Clippers owner Steve Ballmer is accused of violating salary cap rules to pay Leonard extra money through an outside company. Stay tuned on this mess. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
As the poet laureate of Harlem, Langston Hughes, once said, I too sing America. I am the darker brother. They send me to eat in the kitchen when company comes, but I laugh and eat well and grow strong. Tomorrow, I'll sit at the table when company comes. Nobody dare say to me, eat in the kitchen then. Besides, they'll see how beautiful I am and be ashamed. I too am America. KBLA Talk 1580 and the Inner City Youth Orchestra of Los Angeles invite you to attend the 18th season finale concert, I Too Sing America, honoring the 250th anniversary of the United States of America, this Sunday, July 12, 3 p.m. at the Walt Disney Concert Hall. Curated by conductor Charles Dickerson and performed by the largest orchestra of color in the nation, I Too Sing America promises to be a show you won't soon forget. This Sunday, July 12, 3 p.m. at the Walt Disney Concert Hall in downtown Los Angeles. Purchase tickets at icyola.org or from the Music Center box office at musiccenter.org.
I too sing America.
Broadcasting live from Leimert Park, USA. Welcome back to your home for unapologetically progressive radio, KBLA Talk 1580.
Yes, indeed. Congratulations going out to Bone-Thugs-n-Harmony. They got their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on Wednesday. A very big deal, and I was happy for them. I'm not setting out to be a hater, although as I mentioned, I do have a few thoughts. Yesterday, we had Dr. Margina Christian on this show, and she was talking about the erasure of black women in media and pop culture. She has a book called It's No Wonder, The Life and Times of Motown's legendary songwriter Sylvia Moy. And it got me thinking, well, things sounding very familiar. The erasure of black women in these spaces, particularly in music, is very prominent. I was happy to see Ice-T at the Bone-Thugs-n-Harmony ceremony. He started rapping in the 80s. That's the big homie, okay? Ice-T been doing this. And he made a great point that we welcome Bone-Thugs-n-Harmony. We almost think of them as West Coast because they were ushered in by Eazy E, who is a legend, okay, who is the godfather in many ways of the whole West Coast scene. And so I was happy to see Ice-T on the mic, paying tribute to them, speaking of them like little brothers, and I love what he had to say about them. Okay, Fat Joe, they were label mates. I guess, they're friends. Always happy to see other artists coming out in support of other artists. I was surprised Julio G wasn't there, though, because Julio G, along with Tony G, did the Ruthless Radio Show with Eazy E, and certainly on a more hip-hop music show basis, he would have been the first one to play Bone. I was surprised he wasn't there, and maybe he had another engagement, or maybe he just wasn't invited. Not sure how that went down. But I found it to be a major oversight. I'm not going to lie. Right now, I'm speaking as someone who's been around for a minute. Chronologically gifted, as Tavis would say. But here's the thing. And I brought receipts. If you're on YouTube, you can take a look right here. I'm holding up a Rap Pages magazine with NWA on the cover and a heavenly picture of Eazy E on the front. Why am I holding this? Because I come with receipts. I was there, okay? And I'm not saying this to flex. I'm saying it because I'm tired of being erased, and I'm tired of seeing the women that I know, the women that I love, women all over hip-hop and this music business being erased, and listening to Dr. Christian talking about the fate of Sylvia Moy. I said, she's right. We have to bring receipts. We have to speak up for ourselves, because if we don't, no one will. I am a humble person. I am a person who believes in God. I pray a lot every day. And so I try not to be arrogant or braggadocious, but sometimes you got to speak up for yourself. When I moved to LA, I didn't know anything about LA. I came from the Bay, but I came from hip hop, right? I had interviewed Ice Cube on my show in the Bay Area and others from LA, and I came from hip hop, so I felt comfortable in that space. As did my friend at the time. Her name was Mariama Snyder. Now it's Mariama Gabeyu. We were from the Bay. We knew hip-hop. We came up as part of the culture. She's younger than I am, but we are hip-hop generation for sure. Hip-hop generation, no doubt. Frontline hip-hop generation before it was popular, before it was profitable, before it was pop culture mainstream. And so when we worked at the station that was then 92.3 The Beat, there was a whole bunch of us from the Bay Area that landed there. Station management was afraid to meet with Eazy E. He was trying to meet with them. One of my very first shows when I came to Los Angeles, Eazy E was my guest, as was Ice Cube. They were on together, which was amazing back then because of the beef between those camps at that time. Mariama somehow got them to agree to come on my show. Street Science was launched. It was one of my very first shows. I was very grateful to her for making that happen, grateful to them because I was new in LA. And from meeting us that day, Eazy was talking to station management, trying to get them to meet with him. He had ideas. And I'm going to make it plain. They were afraid. They were afraid of a black man with a gangster reputation. Me and my girl weren't afraid, we're from hip hop. We, we're black women. We're not going to be afraid of black men. That's not how we roll. And so we begged, and I do mean begged, to get them to sit down and meet with Eazy. And they did. Finally, eventually, after these two black women named Mariama and Dominique begged with station management, they finally sat down with Eric. I wasn't in that meeting. I wasn't invited. Mariama was. But the fact of the matter is, from that meeting came Ruthless Radio. The Ruthless Radio show was born because two black women advocated for this brother with management that, as y'all like to say, don't look like us, to sit down and meet with this brother. Now, fast forward a few months, Eric's running things. Eazy's he's got a lot to say so. One of the reasons we rose to the top with that radio station was because we had his creative genius, his creativity, and his business sense, which was unmatched. Okay? I say all this to say what? These two black women, knowing that the brother was a genius, knowing that to win, we're going to go with who knows LA, who's got clout here, who has understanding of this audience. And we usher this guy in. He ushers in Ruthless Radio. That opens the door. I mean, of course, Eric, Eazy E is Eazy E. He would have been successful no matter what. He didn't need me and Mariama. The point is, he was already a legend. The point is, we open the door for Ruthless Radio. We open the door. And then Eric comes and brings Thuggish Bone before it was even out. And I played it because Eric said play it. And I said, this is weird. Of course I grew to love them. But it was probably me. There may have been some people in Cleveland. I don't know. I'm not going to swear on a stack of Bibles that I was the first, but I was definitely among the first because the record wasn't even out yet. Okay? It was not even out yet. And then next would be Julio G, because before it came out, he obviously Eric's going to play it on his own show. Once he had his own show, Ruthless Radio Show, and Tony G and Julio G are going to play it on their show and play it a lot, all the time. So what's your point, Dominique? What's your point, Dominique? Where was Mariama Gabeyu? I didn't see her on Hollywood Boulevard. Do you know? Okay, all right, flex. I didn't see me. Nobody sent me an invitation. You know what, Dominique? Since you were probably one of the first people in the whole world, and you're still on the radio, so it's not like we have to find you in some crack house or old age home, perhaps we should invite you to be on the mic. I didn't see the women who did the assist to make that swish. You feel me? And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the erasure of black women. I'm not having it. Y'all gonna make me mad enough to write a whole ass book. I'm tired of it. Shout out to Mariama Gabeyu. Shout out to all the women. I was talking with Diamond from GBM. I don't think I can say the name of the group on the radio. It was one of Eric's groups that he had signed, Gangsta B Mentality. And for a while she was interning with me back then at the real original beat. And we were talking about how there are so many women, just like Diamond put Corrupt on, right? Do you hear about that? No, you do not. We were there. We were doing work. Eazy had tons of women working around him. He was smart. He knew how to get stuff done. And he appreciated people that he considered talented, like myself, like Mariama, and he put us on just like the dudes. But here's the thing. Stop erasing black women. Don't erase Mariama. Don't erase Dominique DePrima. Don't erase Diamond. And there's a long list. I mean, even Steve Harvey invited me to his star on the Walk of Fame ceremony. I actually had a front row seat. It's not about a ceremony. You know what I mean? It's not that serious. It's the principle of the thing. And so when I heard Dr. Christian talking about how she had to dig for these receipts for Sylvia Moy, dig to prove that she had a role. And I said, well, Stevie Wonder's a genius. He would have been Stevie Wonder with or without Sylvia Moy, and I think that's true. Eazy E was a genius. He would have been Eazy E. Bone Thugs are geniuses. They would have been Bone Thugs with or without me or Mariama or Keith Naftali, who was the program director at the time, who put Eazy on, and so many others. But that's not the point. If I was in the NBA and I made an assist, that would go on my record, would it not? Would it not? I'm just asking. Shouldn't Sylvia Moy have credit on the song if she wrote the song? Not because she's being petty or because she's mad because she didn't get to go to a Hollywood thing, but because she did the work. She did the work. And that is my point. Oh, and by the way, and don't take this wrong, I love Big Boy. He wasn't even on the radio when all this went down. He wasn't even on the radio. I rest my case.
More of First Things First with Dominique DePrima when we come forward. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. 10 Toes In serves as a mentorship and domestic violence prevention program. They support, educate, and empower couples during and after incarceration. They assist male returning citizens to re-enter society successfully and to help them maintain a healthy relationship with their romantic partner. They offer a mentorship support group for formerly incarcerated men.
10 Toes In teaches its Intimate Relationships 101 curriculum at male prisons throughout the state of California. They host sister support group meetings for women who are intimately involved with incarcerated and formerly incarcerated men. 10 Toes In is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. To access their services or make a donation, please visit them online at 10toesin.org or find them on Facebook or Instagram. They are healing lives through relationships. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Listen up, KBLA delegation. We have something you need to hear. Right now, you may qualify for low-cost home internet. And we're not talking about a catch. This is real. Many internet service providers offer low-cost internet plans if anyone in your household is enrolled in CalFresh, Medi-Cal, SSI, or is income eligible. There are a lot of families in our community who deserve to be connected. Here's all you do. Call 844-461-7893. That's the Get Connected call center. Real people ready to help you enroll today. Or go online to internetforallnow.org to find a provider near you. You may also qualify for a low-cost computer through Human IT. Connectivity is not a luxury. In 2026, it's a necessity. And you deserve access just like everybody else. Call 844-461-7893. That's 844-461-7893. KBLA's got you. If you missed any of this, you can always go to our website at kbla1580.com. Brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 in partnership with the California Emerging Technology Fund, CETF.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DePrima on First Things First.
The conversation does continue. So I was just talking about, and like I said, congratulations going out to Bone-Thugs-n-Harmony when Eazy E first played me that record. Before it ever came out, I would never in a million years have guessed they would be getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I do think they deserve it, and I'm happy that they deserve it. MJ Scott is in the chat quoting me saying, the streets know. And you're right. And he says, you keep doing it, we keep knowing. And yes, write the book. Yeah. So the reason I brought this rap page is with NWA on the cover. It says NWA Reunion, Ice Cube, MC Ren, DJ Yellow, Dr. Dre. And then it has Eazy E's last interview, exclusive. And in this interview, one of the questions is, they're talking about Ruthless Radio Show. They say, you have this highly rated radio show and you give away product. And he says, I knew it was #1 for its time slot. He says, and the interviewer says, how did all that come together? Here we go. This is Eazy E's last interview. I went to the radio station and had a little talk with them with the help of Dominique DePrima. That's what he said. I didn't say it. They needed a show because a lot of people that was on the radio was from up north, California. Isn't that what I just said? They had a lot of stuff that was probably more East Coast. What was good for the beat was they brung in me and the Ruthless Radio Show and the Wake Up Show with Sway and Tech. So that's real cool. Basically, I play whatever I want to play. I'm not programmed, so I can play whatever I want to play. It's an interesting article. He goes on and talks a lot about the Ruthless Radio Show and what he's doing there on what was then 92.3. So that's why I say I brought receipts. And I'm glad I kept this magazine. I like the picture of Eric. I like the cover, so I kept it. But also, I like the fact that he shouted me out in rap pages. That was dope. Because Eric was never about erasing black women. And that's why I felt like explicitly I wanted to come on here and say, shout out Mariama. She's not in, Mariama Gabeyu now, then Snyder. She's not in the industry anymore, but she did the work, a lot of work. And so I just want to make sure she gets her flowers. I think that's important. And I like I told Krayzie, and I've told other members of Bone when I've seen them in other contexts in person, that I love the way they rep Eric and they give him his flowers, even though, you know, he wasn't alive for too much longer after he put them on. I love the way they represent for him and they stay loyal to him. And you'll notice that a lot of the people that worked with him are that way. I was talking to Diamond from GBM, and she's that way. You know, lots of folks that worked with him. Why? Because he always gave credit where credit was due, something that our industry has a problem with. And I'll keep saying Sylvia Moy's name because nobody wants to be erased, nor should we. And they always want to say how, well, now there's a lot of women in hip hop who are in front of the mic. The women behind the mic, the writers, people like Danielle Smith and Sheena Lester, the artists. GBM didn't get to come out. They would have had Eazy stayed around. He also had HWA. They were on my show too. But he also had people behind the scenes. He had executives and A&R people, and he supported folks in different kinds of organizations. And I love to see the way that Krayzie Bone is keeping that going with his, building up a neighborhood in Cleveland, and with the work he's doing to help young musicians. All of these things are important. And like I said, I'm not trying to be up here being bitter and braggadocious. Not at all. I love my life. I'm still on the mic, still talking. God is good. And I'm happy. But, yeah, Kwamel, you're right. She said Big Boy was a bodyguard for the Far Side. Well, yeah, he came on the air not too long after that. And Big Boy is a legend. I'm not taking anything away from him. But I'm just saying, he's on the mic, but he wasn't on the mic then. Guess who was? Yo, still here, still working, still grateful, and not going anywhere. Because now, with the way things are in the world now, you can always, everybody got a podcast. Even people that don't need to have a podcast have a podcast. But it's all good, because the way I look at it is this. Even when I've tried to run from this, even when I've decided, I've been doing this long enough, or I'm never gonna get a job, the universe keeps handing the mic to me. So evidently that's my purpose, that's my calling, and I do love it, and I do enjoy it, and I'm not complaining. But I have decided that I will no longer allow black women to be erased if I'm aware of it, not on my watch. Not myself, trying to be humble, and not trying to be, what is it my friend Davy D says, not trying to be Columbus saying, well, I was the first, and I discovered this, and I discovered that. Not trying to do that. I didn't discover jack. But I showed up every day. We were talking about that yesterday off the air. Everybody want to be black till the police come. Everybody loves radio till you got to be on the mic at 6 a.m. or 4:30 a.m. every single day. Everybody loves radio till you got to do radio every day, rain or shine. And I love this. This is a blessing. But I've gotten OG enough to say, nah, you're not going to just erase me. I was there. And I appreciate, Gigi Sweet, not Gigi Sweet. Speaking of black women who should never be erased. We've been there. We've been there. Shout out to you too, Gigi Sweet from LA. Because the streets know. But we have to make sure that the Academy knows too. The streets know. And we have to make sure the pop culture knows too. Because these jokers on social media just make stuff up. Like my street science clip that's on YouTube right now, labeled as Ruthless Radio, where you got Corrupt arguing with Eazy. They are going at it. Oh, I remember that day well, because it ended with the threat on my life. And I love Ruthless Radio, but that wasn't Ruthless Radio. That was Street Science with Dominique DePrima, something that came out of my brain when I was trying to come up with a job for myself after Home Turf was canceled. And I created it as a television show that ended up on the radio. And it was my friend, Mariama Gabeyu, then Mariama Snyder, who booked Eric and Ice Cube, Eazy E and Ice Cube together on my show in an historic moment that launched my journey here in LA, which has been such a blessing and such an amazing journey. I will not be erased. I will not let Mariama be erased. I won't let Gigi Sweet be erased. I will not let Diamond be erased. None of them. In fact, if you're a black woman, particularly in hip hop, music, R&B, anywhere, politics, hit me up. I want to tell your story, and I want to tell it loud, y'all. Deprima Radio at Gmail. I'm on all socials at Deprima Radio, DIPRIMA, and then radio. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to stop talking till the wheels fall off. The best of Tavis Smiley is next. He's got a great week that was, and he's showcasing all of it for you right now. I hope you have a lovely weekend. Stay hydrated. If you're in LA, it's going to be very, 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 very hot. Like my mother, the late, great poet laureate of San Francisco, the unerasable Diane DePrima, used to say, the ultimate famine is the starvation of the imagination. Until next time, my beloved KBLA delegation, one love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Speaking during an evidentiary hearing, Donald Trump Jr. criticized security at Utah Valley University after the killing of Charlie Kirk.
There's a lot of frustration, frankly, that this could have ever happened. I mean, one of the things I did hear that was sort of shocking was that there were only 6 officers on duty.
A judge is now deciding whether the murder case against Tyler Robinson will proceed to trial. A Pennsylvania father is speaking out after his black teenage son was handcuffed during a police encounter. Jesse Lopez Sr. says his son, Jesse Lopez Jr., was questioned for wearing a hoodie in warm weather while explaining he has a skin condition that makes sun exposure difficult. The teen was detained and placed in the back of a police car. And Nipsey Hussle's children have officially received their inheritance nearly 7 years after the rapper's death. Court records show his estimated $11 million estate was divided equally between his 2 children, Imani and Cross, following the resolution of legal matters. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
July is Disability Pride Month, a time to celebrate identity, individuality, and inclusion. Pride means showing up as your full, authentic self without apology. Let's celebrate what makes every one of us unique. Easter Seals Disability Services honors Disability Pride Month. Learn more at socal.easterseals.com.
This